Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Can XRP rally 69,000% again as Raoul Pal expects a repeat of 2017 run during the Trump cycle? Okay guys, let's get into it. Okay, Raoul Pal, someone who I actually respect, to be honest with you. Why? Because he's quite an honest person, and you know, he did say this before. He was saying that like he didn't think XRP was going to do too well, and then once he saw the run up in November where XRP went up to like $3, he literally just admitted he made a mistake. He said, look, I got it wrong and I apologize, I was wrong. You can't fault that, right? That's what you expect in people when they get things wrong. I've said it before, we're all human, we can all make mistakes. So I respect him, and he actually has got a banking background. So this guy, I can't remember which bank it was that he used to work for. I want to say it was Goldman Sachs, but I'm not 100%. But this guy's got a finance background, so he's not just like just an influencer who just talks and he just happened to get a big following. Like he's got the backing and the knowledge to support his thoughts. And he's talking about how he thinks that XRP could have a 69,000% rally again. Look, I'm going to say this. I've said before, I don't think that XRP will replicate that rally. The reason why I've said that is mainly because of diminishing returns, right? So, well, two factors: diminishing returns and value that's already into the cryptocurrency. So, diminishing returns is basically whenever you have a cryptocurrency that's had a run in the bull run, it's not going to replicate the same percentage gain each time. So if you think about Bitcoin, even though obviously Bitcoin keeps jumping up in price each bull run, the percentage that you get in each bull run is getting less and less and less. And the reason why is because there's more value in the cryptocurrency. So it takes more value to get more percentage gains out of it. And so that's what I mean on the second point. It's because of the value that wasn't in there before, made it easy for it to be a 69,000% gain. Even if the same amount of value went into it this time, that wouldn't equate to a 69,000% gain because there's value already in there, right? So I've explained this numerous times. I'll do it very quickly because I want to move on. But if you've got a cryptocurrency that has a $0 market cap, if you put $2 in there, it now has a $2 market cap, right? So if you want that to go up to $4, you put in another $2, right? So it's now $4. Well, if you want it to double again, you don't put in $2 now, you have to put in another $4, right, to get it to an $8 market cap. So each time you're doubling it, it's taking more value for it to double. So that's how it works, right? It's going to take more value to get the same type of percentage gain. So that's what I mean by diminishing returns. It takes a lot more value to get it to the same percentage gain than before. And so that's my main reason why I don't think this is as likely, but I'll say this. XRP was suppressed during the last bull run, right? We know that XRP was one of the only, well, I think it was the only cryptocurrency that was in the top 10 that didn't get to a new all-time high. We all know why. It was because of the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. It was basically shut out from the whole of the US. It was only on one exchange, which is just, you might as well say it's basically shut out because not everybody's going to want to go to just one exchange just to get XRP. It's just not going to happen. Plus, people were scared. They didn't know where XRP was going to end up. What if like Ripple lost the lawsuit? So people wasn't really just throwing money into XRP like that. We've seen the difference now, right? The lawsuit's pretty much behind us. We've seen how much XRP ran in November. We can see how much, notoriety it's getting now, mainstream media attention. All these partnerships that are coming along, all of a sudden XRP is the talk of the town. It's the biggest performer. So we can see what's going on, right? And so the thing with this is because it missed a previous bull run, this is what people say, right? Like the longer it's suppressed, the higher it's going to go. Yeah, like think of it like a catapult. If you're just pulling back, the further you're pulling it back and suppressing it, when you let go, the further it's going to go. So a lot of people are saying, hey, this bull run for XRP could be absolutely monumental. And that's why they're saying it could be like a run of 2017. So because of that, like I will say I can understand the logic. And also, if we look at like how things have changed for Ripple and XRP in the last just few months since like Donald Trump got into office and he's been a pro-crypto president, it's been a world of difference. It's night and day, right? Like we can see all these ETFs that are getting put forward, which, you know, I think eventually will get approved. I think they're just, you know, getting all their ducks in a row, and I think they will get approved. We can see, you know, Ripple applying for the banking license, the partnership there that they've got with BNY. They've brought Hidden Road. Like, we can see all the things that's going on at this point to say Ripple and XRP are making serious moves, like serious moves. And it's just so like, it's almost like the stars have just aligned for XRP. Do you know what I mean? Because it's all happened in 2025, right when the bull runs in as well. So all this stuff that's happening is, you know, like the lawsuit's basically over now. They're putting it behind them. You've got, you know, these new partnerships that they're announcing. You've got, you know, Brad at the Senate talking about how they can, you know, implement XRP and, you know, them trying to call for regulations. You've got, you know, the banks, partnerships and stuff like that. Like, everything's just all coming 2025 right when you've got the bull run. So when you think of all these catalysts for XRP, like, XRP's got a lot of demand now. Like, it's out there. Like, it's definitely the talk of the town, as I said earlier. And so I do think it is possible that this could lead to XRP having an incredible rally. Like, I do think if these ETFs get approved soon and up and running, adding that into the factor of like a bull run as well, like, man, like, it is very possible that we could have a ridiculous bull run. So look, am I going to say that the 69,000% rally can happen again? I'm going to say no, because even with all these factors, that's a big thing to achieve. But do I think it could maybe have like a 40,000% rally? Possibly. Again, I don't know. I really don't know, because a lot of this comes down to, you know, like, for example, do the ETFs get approved? How big is the bull run going to be? Like, how high is Bitcoin going to get? Because believe it or not, how high Bitcoin gets is going to have an impact on how high XRP gets and other cryptocurrencies, because it's all about all this money that goes into Bitcoin ultimately ends up, you know, filtering into other cryptos as well. It cycles through other cryptos. So it really does mean that the higher Bitcoin goes, like, this is what I've said to you guys before, like, you should actually be cheering Bitcoin on. Like, for me, I want Bitcoin to get as high as possible, because the higher Bitcoin goes, the better it's going to be for XRP and other cryptos too. So I'm really here, like, cheering it on to do as good as it possibly can. So, you know, when you see how high that could go as well in terms of Bitcoin, that's going to lead to more value as well. So, like, you know, we got to think about these things that could come in play while this bull run is going on. Like, for example, regulations. Do they get regulations sorted and signed off while this is all happening during this bull run now? That could have a huge impact. Then you could start getting institutions who want to get involved straight away. So that's now institutional adoption coming in as well. Do you see what I mean? So there's all these factors that could play a part into how high XRP can get. So I'm not going to say I'm banking on a 69,000% rally, but do I think it's possible? I think it's a stretch, I'll be honest with you, but could it get somewhere near there, or maybe like a 40,000% rally? It could. You know, for me, I'll be honest with you, and I've said this from the beginning, I'm being really conservative with XRP, just because, like, I do want to make sure I take some profit, because, you know, when you start thinking of these numbers, you don't know where XRP is going to get. So if you start thinking too high, it could be that you get to a point where you're waiting for it to hit a certain price point that it's just never going to achieve. And then you could miss the bull run altogether, and then you've made no profit, right? So let's just say, for example, I was here waiting for XRP to hit, like, let's say $60, right? It could be that XRP reaches like $20 and that's the peak, but I'm here waiting for that $60 and then it hits $20 and then it starts dropping down in value. I'm thinking, give it time, it'll recover, it'll go up to $60. That never happens. We go into a bear market. XRP is now trading at, let's say, $5 to $6 in a bear market, but I had that chance to get out to $20 and I missed it. So I don't want to be in that position, right? So for me, I am being conservative to make sure I take percentages of my profit out of XRP, but I'm selling in percentages. So what I may do is, like, sell bits and pieces along the way. So it reaches this price point, I sell this percent. It reaches, you know, the next price point, I sell this percent. And I'm keeping some for long term as well. Like, the majority I'm keeping for long term. So for me, I'm never going to lose out either way, because I'll be selling some but keeping some too. I'll be keeping, like, the strong majority of my XRP for long term, but I do want to take some profit, because for me, the simple answer is I've got things that I can do with my life right now that XRP can achieve for me, and other cryptos, because don't get me wrong, it's not just like I hold just XRP. I will be selling other cryptos too, but again, it will be percentages for them. But, like, I want to better my life now. You know, why wait another 4 years or 5 years when I can literally better my life right now? And then I've still got XRP left over and percentages of my other cryptos left over for the long term. But if I can improve my life literally this year and say, yeah, these things that I wanted to do right now, I can do, and then I can wait for the rest afterwards, then I'm going to do that. Like for me, if I don't sell any crypto right now in this bull run, I just think it's greed. Because yeah, I'll have more money in the long term, but why not improve my life right now? And then I've still got money for the long term anyway. It just means I'm not going to have as much for the long term, but it's still going to be life changing either way. So it's like, why worry? You know, so that's just my opinion. That's my take on it. Obviously you guys can have your own thoughts, but that's the way I look at it. But yeah, I will say, like, I'll just think about everything that's going on with XRP at this point now. And, yeah, I really do think like there's so much going on, and I really do see like XRP is getting like a lot more attention now. Like, and I do like XRP has arrived, you know, like there's no mistaking it anymore. You know, the demand is really there for XRP, and it really is. It has got like Wall Street watching them, and you know, everybody's like, you know, everybody's knowing about XRP. They do, you know, and so I look at that and what the opportunities that's going to present, and I just think, yeah, you never know. Like, you know, this could be a crazy rally for XRP. So we will see, and it's looking like we're getting very close to that time to show and prove, because, you know, Bitcoin's at its point now. It's marching on. It's going through its all-time high phase. So this should be the last push for Bitcoin now. And then after that, we see the money cycle through into the other crypto. So it really shouldn't be long now. We literally should be on the verge, literally on the verge of seeing where all this goes for all season. So very exciting times. But we'll see how it goes, and I look forward to like covering this, you know, after the bull run is done, and seeing like, you know, how did it do? What are we thinking? How are we, you know, even with you guys, like, what did you manage to get? Did you sell any crypto? Did you not? Did you sell your XRP? Did you sell all of it? Did you sell a bit of it? Have you managed to improve your life in any way? What are you going to do with your profits? I look forward to all that with you guys, man. So as I say, I wish you the best of luck. Just make sure that you've got a plan in place, because that's the thing that can mess you up when you haven't got a plan. You need to have a plan. You need to stick to it, because that's the only way you're going to make this work. If you keep changing your plan, it's not going to work out good for you. So just make sure you've got something in place, and we'll revisit this again when the bull run is done. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.